Welcome into week 11 of EndZone, the playoffs. They are upon us. Eupora, Calhoun City in our game of the week coming up, and then Tupelo Starkville fighting for a district title. West Point looking to stay powerful in our neck of the woods. All that and more coming up.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show is brought to you by Jax, Carl Hogan Toyota, Wade Incorporated, Southern Housing, and Clark Beverage Group.
Welcome into week 11 of EndZone. I am Gracie Barra, joined by Cam Dyer. I know you guys probably missed John Sokoloff, but his voice is recovering a little bit. He doesn't have much of a voice, so it's going to be the two of us tonight.
You're stuck with us. Deal with it.
Before we get to anything, we have to thank our sponsor, Jax. Thank you for the delicious food. I love the biscuits. I know you love the mashed potatoes with gravy specifically. Just thank you so much for fueling us through these long Fridays. Cam, game of the week. We got to start out with it. Calhoun City, Eupora. What were you expecting with this one?
Yeah, you're looking forward to a Calhoun City team that's undefeated. They had a scoring margin of 284 points in the regular season, which is just insane. And then you're having a Eupora team that sneaks into the playoffs, and it's really to see, does Calhoun City stay looking like one of the best teams, if not the favorite in 2A, or could Eupora, which is a team that has a history of winning, come in there and shock some people? So that's really what I was looking out for.
Why don't we get to it?
Let's do it.
WCBI's High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota in Columbus.
First things first, let's check out this brand new Toyota Crown. Gets great gas mileage and drives like a charm.
And I know you love efficiency and sustainability.
Absolutely, sustainability minor from Arizona State. Go Sun Devils. Let's get out to Calhoun City. The Wildcats looking to stay undefeated. Eupora trying to play spoiler. In the first quarter, Xavier Pittman takes the direct snap, punches it in from short yardage to take an 8-0 lead. This Calhoun City team, they know how to put up points.
Sure do. Andy Jennings taught him well.
And he sure did. After a stop, Wildcats back on offense. Pittman rolls out, but gets picked off by BJ Cork on the tip drill. Heck of a play, but the Eagles' drive stalls out. The defense was right there to pick up Calhoun City after the mistake. So the Wildcats said, why don't we just get back to our bread and butter?
Yeah.
The give is to Myjay Mays. He does his thing, breaking away for a 50-yard TD to take
his legs are like moving faster than his torso.
Yeah,
his torso's getting left behind him.
It's not fair, and that's why he's faster than everybody else. Next possession, Mays gets the direct snap. This time shows off some patient running, shades of a prime Le'Veon Bell. Hits the hole, and there goes that man again. 22-zip in the first quarter. Now, we're finally in the second quarter, and stop me if you've heard this one, guys.
Okay.
Another rushing TD. This time it's Pittman. The two-point conversion is good to make it an even 30, and the Wildcats cruise past Eupora 58-6.
We got some regular season finales in here because 5A through 7A doing their regular season thing. District title on the line here between Tupelo and Starkville.
So it feels like a playoff game, right?
Right. And Quad Middlebrooks gets the give, and he shows plenty of patience, eventually shoved out, but they got some pretty good field position out of that. A few plays later, down to the one, Jeremiah Harrell keeps it himself, punches it in. 2-point conversion, Tupelo takes an 8-0 lead. You know, they're probably feeling some vengeance after last year. Starkville knocked them out in the playoffs. Starkville looking to respond, though. Trey Petty, quarterback, but he's looking like a running back on that.
Holy smokes.
His way. Crazy. Gain of 12 there later in the possession. Jay Stevenson shows off some power of his own. Touchdown, Jackets. The 2-point try is no good, so it's 8-0 Tupelo. And just before the half, Harrell finds Tyreek Darden for 6.
Man, that was shot perfectly.
It was a really good job by Cam. They go up into the half 15-6, and they don't let up. Tupelo wins 36-6. They take the district and hand the Jackets their worst loss since 2010. Safe to say they wanted to avenge last year's loss.
It had to feel good for the Gold.
I'm
really
sure
did.
I loved it.
Oxford Chargers taking on Hernando. First quarter, Mitchell Grandjean finds Xavier Lewis, who fumbles, but that's what friends are for, like you say. Jaden Harmon falls on it. Chargers forced to go for the field goal, and William Wilkinson nails it for a 3-0 Oxford lead. Those Chargers uniforms are so sick, too.
Yeah.
And also, that's a pretty sick play. How about that? Tipped up, and Contrarian Heron picks it off. to set up the Chargers back in business. Grandjean then finds Harmon to get it inside the red zone. Nice, just securing the catch right there. And Jaquavius Brown runs it in to let Oxford go up 9-0. And they're going to go for 2. That's a fun play. Travion Diddley bulls it in for the 11-0 Oxford lead. And they Crews go undefeated in division play, winning 42-6.
How about them Chargers?
How about them?
Get some scores in here. South Panola beating Grenada 28-7, but Grenada still got the playoffs. They're going to host Vicksburg next week. Saltillo falling to Center Hill 47-25.
Sorry, Bert.
They will go on the road at Warren Central. Now, to New Hope, they were hosting West Point first quarter. Kanan Daniels on the handoff around midfield, and he takes it all the way down to around the 5. That's being pushed out of bounds because no one is really going to stop him. Quintarian Tillman Evans punches it in. They have quite literally a 1-2 punch in Quintarian and Kanan.
Quintarian's kind of the unsung hero. Everyone talks about Kanan. He gets lots of runs.
And I'm sorry, we're going to talk about Kanan really quick.
I mean, how can you
I know,
not?
you can't not. That was crazy. 36-yard touchdown, 13-0 West Point Trojans. They're going to look to answer. But Colton Carter says, not so fast. Look at that leap to get the ball hawk, as you said. Takes it back for 6.
I mean, that's just an incredible instinctual play. He starts moving over there before the ball's even thrown, undercuts the route, takes it for a pick 6. I mean, just an awesome play.
Green Wave win 56-0, and they're going to host Gentry next week.
Let's get out to Lafayette, taking on Corinth. Second quarter, Nicholas Thompson hits Zaylen Booker on the far side for a good game, but the drive's going to stall out. Commodores stopped Corinth on the next possession to get the ball back. Look at this swarming defense. Those gold uniforms, there's about 8 of them around the ball. That's what you love to see as a defensive guy. Doors back on offense. Thompson hits Demarion Gibson for a short gain. Then a little later, a run by J-Rel Wright. He tries to get around the edge, but there's just really nothing there. Waiting seconds in the second quarter, last play of the half, so might as well just throw it up.
Leave it up, right?
See if your guy can make a play, but instead it's picked off.
Someone made a play. It wasn't their guy, though.
That one shouldn't even count on the stat sheet, but Lafayette doesn't care because they've won 28-14.
One more score in here. Pontotoc falling to Clarksdale. That unfortunately ends their season 32-0. Coming up next, Shannon, Houston. We need some more playoff action in here. And Tyrone Shorter in Louisville looking to go back-to-back as they host Itawamba. In Northeast Lauderdale, New Albany, playoff showdown, all that and more. Stick around. Welcome back into Week 11 of EndZone. Houston and Shannon, some 4A playoff action. Shannon quarterback Trey Spurgeon completes the pass to number 18. He keeps the drive alive.
A rematch of one of our Game of the Weeks.
I know, you had a good time at that one,
season,
right?
I was there. We had a great time, and kind of just like this, Shannon got out to a really hot start.
Yeah, Spurgeon keeps it there for another first down. He's just a really, really talented quarterback. Shannon caps off the drive with a touchdown pass to Chase Richardson. The extra point is good. Look at the Red Raiders go. Next drive, Houston trying to respond, but it is nearly picked off. And they would have to punt that ball back. But you know what? Houston's defense, they're great, and they are going to keep them in this game. JaCameron Chandler. Look at that grown man tackle.
I'm telling you, man, yeah. I think when that offense kind of starts struggling early, they realize, okay, guys, we need to pick it up to keep them in the game.
And then you rely on guys like Will Eccles.
Yeah, I mean,
incredible leader for the Toppers, and he's showing it with that big-time sack. Houston scored 20 unanswered points after that, and then they won 31-14.
It's kind of what Baylor Dampier does, man. He just advances in the playoffs.
We're not shocked.
To Louisville, Wildcats hosting Itawamba. Itawamba already down 14-0.
That was a bomb.
John Austin Wood back to pass, throws a deep shot down the field. That's Cooper Waddle with the nice catch. Did
he do the waddle?
He better do the
Does
Jalen
anyone
Waddle
know?
waddle.
Let me know.
Please. Yes. And if he didn't do it then, do it now because he just caught a 9-yard touchdown. Indians cut the lead to 7. Louisville trying to answer. Xavier Hunt finds Cameron with a K, triplet, and he's got a nice gain for the first
just like
down
my Cameron.
out of bounds. I'm partial to the guys.
Look at the sweater vest.
Love it. Later on, third down, Hunt again back to pass, but look at that. Sacked by Michael Wallace. Big time play, but there by Itawamba, and they're hanging around even though they had a tough regular season. Wildcats trying a field goal before half. Cedric Hunt's 32-yard field goal is good, but
Sugarfoot.
we all know him as Sugarfoot. It's good.
Why would you even call him by his real name?
17-7 Louisville at half, and they win it 31-7.
To New Albany. They're hosting Northeast Lauderdale for action. Early second quarter, Bulldogs up 22-7. Deep in their own territory, Braden Shettles gets it out to Dedrick Robinson Jr. It's a nice gain. That will move the chains.
Easiest 30-yard pass that a quarterback can
Yeah,
have.
he made
It's
it
a
look
screen
really
pass,
easy.
and they
Yeah.
do it again.
And, you know, he's going to go out of bounds, but still, we're moving the ball down the field.
Heck yeah.
Simpson gets the handoff, who it'll just go in, and it'll cap this drive off with a score. That'll put New Albany up 29-7. Waning minutes in the half. Northeast Lauderdale pinned deep. The punt is blocked. Bulldogs jump on it. I love a special teams touchdown. And New Albany wins it 45-14.
They're fired
Advance on.
up about it, and you can't really blame them.
I'm fired up about it personally.
Let's get out to some scores. How about this? Amory hangs
Nail
on
biter.
by the skin of their teeth, knocking off
Oh my
Kosciuszko
gosh.
24-23. Those damn Peer Bros, though, they just keep winning.
And look at this upset.
Caledonia, probably the biggest upset of the night, I
I
would
know,
say. Knocks off
because
Ripley.
Amory lost to Ripley. I mean, everybody was losing to Ripley.
14-10. Those Cavs, they just know what to do. They love low-scoring games.
Yes.
Speaking of low-scoring games,
It's not getting any higher over here.
Warville, 1-point margin against Independence, but they're on the plus side of it, 13-12. West Lauderdale, man, they just took it to South Pontotoc, blanking them 57-0. North Pontotoc, their season comes to an end against Newton County, 29-7.
And we've got more action coming up. Choctaw County and Caleb Cunningham hosting Coahoma County. And then East Webster, the Wolverines, looking to top Rosa Fort and Noxubee County. They want to make it back to the state championship. The road starts tonight. Stick around. We got the highlights coming up next in EndZone. Welcome back into EndZone. Choctaw County, the Chargers hosting Coahoma County. First round of the 3A playoffs early on. KJ Cork finds Tayshawn King, screen pass, makes a man miss, gets a nice gain and shoved out of bounds close. And that's a first down. Later on, Jack Hood, QB sneak. He's in for the 1-yard score. 2-point is no good, so it is 6-0 Chargers. After a 3-and-out, Choctaw back on offense. Caleb Cunningham on a speed sweep around the left side. What can't he do, Cam?
There he is. We don't really have a Choctaw County highlight without that guy in it.
Yeah, that's bingo.
Yes.
Later on, Jeremiah Miller gets the handoff, and he gets into the end zone. That is a 9-yard score. They lead 12-0, and Choctaw County gets the big-time win, 53-8.
But let me just say, Caleb Cunningham does get a lot of the credit out there, but
That
they just
team
have
is so
a
talented.
ton of weapons all over the place. And
Man.
so does East Webster, man. Here we go, taking on Rosa Fort. A little trickeration for a nice little 5-yard
me?
gain from Bryce Johnson. And Caleb Warlock finds Bryce Johnson again, 15 yards before he jumps out of bounds, makes a little business decision there. I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Decision, Caleb Warlock, but he dropped back and picked off by Rosa Fort. This is not a laughing matter, Grace.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. But the defense
Got
is
the
there to
goals.
pick him up again. We've seen this a couple of times. And man, just nowhere to go for Rosa Fort. So Artavius Moy gonna get the handoff, nowhere to go. We didn't see any points here, but we promised there were some, and East Webster scored more, winning 28-22.
Clever, Cammie.
Thanks.
Noxubee County hosting South Pike, trying to get back to that state championship game. First quarter, Mario Taylor pumps, fakes, hits Ladarian Mosley for 6. Tigers go up 7-0 early. Noxubee County recovers a fumble. Taylor back out on offense, finds DeQuadrion Welch. He spins and he takes that 20 yards into the end zone. He hops into the end zone as well. 14-0 Tigers.
A little early, not Easter yet, but pretty fun.
Yeah,
Little bunny hop.
little bunny hop. Noxubee's defense was big, but how about the special teams?
Come on, give us some more.
Cameron Glover blocks the punt. Just their dominating time of possession. Noxubee knocking on the door, and Kamario Taylor, he answers it. QB keeper touchdown. 21-0 Tigers there, and they win it 35-6. Staying alive.
Staying alive, but I think they have some state championship aspirations. They're just getting started.
You know it. Let's get some more scores in here. Amanda Elzey took down Boonville 32-21. And Winona, oh my goodness, how about those Tigers? Cam, I know you took the spread. I forget what it was,
Minus
but it was a lot.
54.5, but yes, I did.
62-7 over Mantachi.
How about that?
And Nettleton falling to North Panola 45-21. 21. Hatley also falling to Northside, 46-14. Philadelphia getting the best of Water Valley, 42-15. And Sebastopol beating Bruce, 42-14. There's a lot of 14s in there.
It's kind of a sad little run for our area.
Sorry, that was a really sad run, but I promise there are good things ahead. We got West Alabama, we've got our independent schools. You don't want to go anywhere. Stick around. We'll be right back.
But we're having fun.
Ooh,
and
spoiler.
Spoiler, Hamilton was having some fun too. Up 8-6 early. They punch it in with Justin Werner, and there's 2 points no good, but they go up 14-6.
Look at the Lions go.
Same score in the second quarter. 4th and 5 for O'Bannon, and the Lions come up with the huge stop. Dallas Davis, that's a 10 out of 10 name, with the clutch tackle.
I love that name.
Later in the quarter, Justin Werner chucks one deep, and look at that, Chris Willis with the big-time catch.
Go up and get it.
He's only a freshman, so the Hamilton fans better get used to seeing that for the next 3 years.
I know they're pumped about it because Hamilton fans are passionate.
We love them.
We do.
Shout out Jonathan Flippo. Willie Green gets the handoff, finds the end zone. 2-point was good. 22-6, Hamilton leads, and man, they just keep on rolling. They win it 52-12.
To get some more 1A playoff action, West Lowndes at Myrtle, Panthers ball. The give is to DeCamby Evans. Smart, he gets a nice little gain there. And this one, a lot of defense in these highlights, but I promise there were points scored, and there were a lot more points scored by West Lowndes than Myrtle. West Lowndes comes up with the win. They're going to move on to the second round of playoffs, 32-13, your final from Myrtle.
We're getting to all these games sometimes. We just aren't very lucky. But Okolona, they didn't need any luck. They have skill. Winning 56-22 over Ashland. There we go. TCPS beats Coffeyville by a half century, 56-6.
Oh my goodness, Cam, look at you getting fancy.
And the
out
Vardaman
here.
Rams, man,
Sweet
another 50
potatoes.
piece. Beating Byers 50-12. There's 35-0 in the
Celebrate
first
with sweet
quarter.
potatoes.
How about that? Baldwin knocks off Strayhorn 41-0. Lots of blowouts.
But not this one.
Not that one, but French Camp doesn't come out on top, losing to Resurrection 21-7. Knox Pater's season comes to an end against Sacred Heart 36-8. And Smithville knocks off Faulkner 34-21 to stay alive.
How about the Knolls? Leak Academy at Starkville Academy. Some more playoff action in here. Starkville Academy, they led for the majority of the game, but Leak Academy, they struck late with 6 minutes left to go in the game to take their first lead. And Starkville Academy sure had an answer. They come back and win the game. Really just an exciting one over in Starkville, 41-31, your final score.
It's crazy. It's their first playoff game, but it was a quarterfinal matchup and one win. They're in the semifinals next week.
High stakes.
And so is Calhoun Academy. 76-40 over River Oaks.
I don't know if I've seen a score in the 70s this year.
I don't know if we did either, but man, I hope you took the
Academy.
over 115.5.
Yeah.
Winston Academy knocks off Washington School 35-7. Kirk Academy beats Winona Christian 41-7. And let's get out to West Alabama.
I know you love Gordo.
Hosting Hale County. They have great facilities out there. And they have great ball players. Ethan Wilder takes the handoff, breaks 3 tackles on the way to the end zone. That's crazy. That's a beast mode type run like Marshawn Lynch did.
And I hope you're ready to see it a couple more times.
Yeah, it's a bit of a spoiler there. Gordo converts the 2-point conversion, 8-0 Green Wave. Wildcats trying to respond. QB looks downfield, but what a hit. Ball bounces straight to Jace Hancock. He
right
comes
place,
up with
right
it.
time.
That's his second INT of the game. A few plays later, Wilder breaks up the middle for a second touchdown of the first quarter.
Yep,
And
light work.
Light work, and he's not stopping. He said, you know what's better than 2?
What?
In fact, 3.
That's a good number. That's
Thank you.
A nice round.
Green Wave back in their own territory. Wilder takes it all the way to the house for the trifecta. The Green Wave keep piling it on to win 58-26. Some more West Alabama scores for you. South Lamar just does not make brilliant look brilliant. There's no other way to say it. 56-0. Sulligent falls in a close one to Colbert County, 38-34. And Pickens County falls to Marion County, 34-15. And Winfield knocks off Lamar County brutally, 64-7.
A lot of exciting highlights, a lot of scores in here tonight. We will have our winners of the night when we come back. Cam, who is your winner of the night?
We got to go with Houston, man. After a slow start, knock off Shannon.
I got Tupelo. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show is brought to you by Jax, Carl Hogan Toyota, Wade Incorporated, Southern Housing, and Clark Beverage Group.